Okay, so welcome back to the Spawn podcast. I'm Tom,
I'm Jack.
and this is a little bit of a different setup to what you're usually used to.
Trying something new.
We've got our ugly mugs on screen.
I've just realised I probably do need a shave and a
Oh,
haircut. Probably
well,
should have done that.
we're live now.
Oh well, too late.
So today's episode, then, we're going to look at goal setting. With the first month of the year, I think it's a pretty good topic to discuss of where we're
Yeah,
at.
it's about perfect timing as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So diving into goal setting, and not the motivational quote stuff or the New Year vision board version.
Mm.
I think we're going to talk about the version that actually sticks and changes something.
Yeah, I think you know me too well, and anyone who's been coached by me knows that anything cliche, anything sort of fancy schmancy, and like if you can stick it on a postcard, I don't want to know. If you can put it on a t-shirt or in a mug, get lost. Um, let's create some actionable, useful outlines and some useful ideas, not just does it sound cool on Instagram.
Yeah, everybody sets goals, right?
Yeah.
Very few people are going to set those goals and they survive contact with real life.
Yeah, and a number of reasons that, and the goals themselves could be a massive reason for that.
Yeah, they're not smart or they're not realistic,
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
or they not follow some of the frameworks that I like to use, which we'll dive
Yes.
into. But yeah,
Yeah.
today we'll break down it properly. The psychology, the structure, and the systems, which is a big part that goes in behind the goals.
And I know we plan it, but everything's rolling from one pod to the next. And if you've listened back to our habits, consistency stuff, um, this will be kind of the next step, and these will link directly together because you can't have one without the other, and you got to know where you're going and know where you to know what to stick to, and etc. etc. So understanding what you want to do is part of the plan, is part of the problem and part of the task, but also understanding kind of how you're going to stay on track is another thing.
Okay, so first thing I always like to say is if your goal doesn't have a real reason behind it, it's dead in the water. And you've got to start with your why. And
Yeah.
that's going to change person to person. Like my why for wanting to go out and run a 5K is going to be different to somebody else's.
Yeah. And if you look at it, we've all taken part in a club, a sport, or something that we've had to pursue, GCSEs, A levels, going for a job, going to uni, or whatever it is. There's always a reason behind it. And taking part in sport, I am going to win this tournament. Why? Well, it's what I want to achieve. I got into sport to achieve things. I want to go on to this university. Why? Because they've got a good reputation, or the course is good, or that's going to get me a 60 grand a year job when I finish. There's always something behind it. Whether we know what that actually is different to just to having the thing on paper. Um, some people are really clear on why they want to do things. Others have the reason in the back of their mind, but being able to connect the two sometimes is tough.
Definitely. I think a big part of it's emotion.
Yeah,
Goals are going to fail when they're shallow and they're not big enough. A number on the scale, a dress size, a title
yeah,
after you come out of uni. That's
yeah,
not enough to carry you through those hard weeks and hard
yeah,
days. You need a
and
reason that's going to matter emotionally, not
yeah,
just logically.
it's got to mean something to you. Like
Mm.
we spoke about this morning. Like there's got to be a reason why you go. No, no, I'm not going to ease off here. No, I'm gonna dig in, and I'm gonna work hard and chase what I said I was originally going to do. It was the message I sent this morning in terms of like, it's cold, it's early, it's the first one back after a break. No, come on, you said you were going to do something because, and that often becomes the driving factor. Now, that driving factor needs to be sensible as well, but setting a good enough goal, not too big, not too small. Goldilocks is porridge, right? Says the guy who doesn't like sayings. Um, it needs to be just right, and that can sometimes be daunting. It's actually easier than it sounds.
Yeah. I mean, for me, your why is the fuel that's going to keep you going. on those. I can't remember the advert that you pulled up on the previous episode, but there's dark, cold nights in the
Yeah,
winter months,
yeah,
and then the goal is just the destination, right?
yeah. And like, you know, like I always say, if you've chosen to do something, it obviously means something to you. And a lot of the time, getting in shape can seem like quite a superficial um, target, but it means something to people. It makes them feel better. And athletes, even athletes, like to be in shape. I want to lift this weight. Why? Oh, it's going to benefit my sport. Yeah, but you're also going to look class, and you like our big rugby boys. I want to hit a PB back squat. Why? Oh, because it's good for my sport. No, no. Tell me the truth. I want to go up on the board. Yeah, of course you do. And it's all right. That's okay. But and if that's strong enough to carry you through when things get hard, cool. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Even if it seems crappy to somebody else, don't worry about it. Like if it means something to you, then it's important.
Yeah, 100%.
I tell the lie every year. Yeah, I want to get in good nick because I've got 3 kids and I still want to be playing sport when they're older. And like my boy now, he started kicking the ball around. Love
Mm.
it. And I want to be playing football with him in the garden, yada, yada, yada. That's got zero to do with the fact that when I go on holiday and I've just got a pair of shorts on, I look class. Like I just tell myself these things about like, yeah, I want to play football with a boy when he's older. I go, how old is he now? One. But 7 or 8 years yet before I'm really kicking a ball around with him. I want to get in shape this summer. Like, be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah,
Do
yeah,
you know what I mean? Stop
yeah.
lying to yourself, Jack. You want to be in great nick. You want to be shredded. Like, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Nice. Okay, so outcome versus process goals. So
Massive.
those are the main two types of goals for me. The outcome and process.
Hmm.
Outcome is the target,
Hmm.
like drop 10 kilos, build confidence, feel stronger, start a business, run that 5K you've
Hmm.
never been able to do. And then that process is the work that you commit to that makes it happen. That outcome
Yeah.
goal uh, actually come alive.
Yeah.
That's the habits, the weekly standard you hold yourself to, those daily targets. That's a process goal for me.
Yeah, exactly. Like within S&C, we have 3 layers, don't we? We have outcome, performance, and process goals. The outcome is what's going to happen if you stick to the rest. And if you can achieve the performances of improving your back squat, running 5K, or et cetera, the end outcome is going to be how that makes you feel, or what you can achieve, or what you can do because of that, or what that will lead to. Typically, we have one, maybe two big outcomes, but then your performance and process goals, there can be a good handful of them. And the process ones, they're the little ones, but they're the really important ones.
Mm.
They're the ones that, if you fully understand, can align to the performance and the outcome goals and can actually stick to. They're the ones that, if you get them right, they're going to make a huge difference. They're the secret sauce to the ingredients and to the recipe. And I think people overlook them and they try and go for the chunky goals, but you're never gonna smash a rock apart with a screwdriver. You need to really be aware of what little steps are going to accumulate to big steps. And like you said, we want the outcome. We want to chase the outcome. That's going to drag us along. But the process goals, they're the ones that are going to get us there, really.
Yeah, and those process goals, like doing the daily stuff, it's often quite boring,
Yeah.
but boring matters
Yeah.
more than the fancy stuff that you get to it towards the end.
Like, it, I always sound preachy, I know, and I know I'm the guy that moans, right? I'm 37, leave me alone.
Mm.
But people often get caught up in the flashy. The flashy does diddly squat. Yeah, it looks cool in the gym and it looks cool once. The boring stuff is the stuff that really matters. Like, be okay being bored. Be okay with routine. Like, you'll find bodybuilders and athletes and people who achieve stuff often get called OCD or whatever 3-letter label you want to give them because they're happy doing the same thing. The reason we're happy doing the same thing is because we know how beneficial that's going to be in the long run. And we know that repetitive steps, repetition is important. Everybody's happy doing reps in the gym. Reps comes from repetitions. We need to repeat things. And if something's boring and monotonous, it's probably good for you.
Yeah, sums it up quite well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
My thought, my thought always behind this is what do you find monotonous and boring that you actually enjoy?
just training, just turning up and doing the same session every day. Well, not every day, but the same day each week. It's like every
Yeah, yeah,
Tuesday.
yeah.
Um,
I bet you're
yeah,
not far off me where the sessions don't change, they evolve. So there's probably similar exercises, there's not that dissimilar setups. The warm-ups are probably pretty similar, because we're getting older. Um, and the sessions, your push sessions are really similar. You might tweak a few things, but it's more the reps, the loading, the rest, the manipulations that happen in session that change. I don't think exercises should change that much. You can vary an exercise 4 or 5 times before you need to change the exercise and
hundred
still get some
percent.
adaptation
Yeah,
from it.
when even if it's my own programming or with a client, I'll keep like the same exercises for at least 2-3 blocks. So that's
Yeah,
8 to 12 weeks bare minimum, and then you
yeah,
just play around with reps or set schemes,
yeah,
and then you get different stimulus through that, but
100%.
or load in terms of the
Yeah,
weight
100%.
before changing that exercise completely.
3 kids, other half's running. One child is doing homework upstairs. One is playing Minecraft. The other should be sleeping, but is not sleeping. This is why I don't train in the evenings. This is why I'm a morning trainer, because before they've all got up, I'm done. But I think
So
this is where it's quite poignant, isn't it? Because having some structure to the stuff that isn't sets and reps is ridiculously important. And we've touched on it in loads of episodes. Having some idea of when the day gets tough now, for me, is really helpful for understanding what actual processes will be beneficial. I could say, look, I've got a gym outside my office, like a pane of glass between my office and the gym. I'm going to train as soon as I finish teaching. I'm going to train on the way home. It ain't going to work. I've got things I've got to do on the way home, and it's a really simple process. That is, like, my gym is right there, it's right next to my office, but that process won't work. Um, so training first thing in the morning because I know I have to get it done, but I have a reason why that training is important for me, aligns with a really simple step of, Jack, get your ass out of bed.
mm,
And then the four-legged thing that's basically on my foot is the other reason why I've got to get out of bed. Like, she needs a walk. She has to get walked. My other half hasn't got time between the kids' clubs and stuff. Like, these processes have to be in place.
just to clarify,
Um,
that's the dog you talk about, not the child.
yes, the dog, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. She needs a walk. Yeah, yeah. These processes have to be in place that will be cleverly aligned to my outcomes. The outcomes and the performance, setting them means diddly squat if you aren't aware of what actual process is going to work for you. And they're different for everyone. Like,
massively. It's
go
gone.
on. I was going to say, like, you've got an opportunity to train before work or after work,
Yeah, yeah.
but there's also other stuff in your day that's really important. Like, sometimes you can't finish a shift and go straight into work, and you need to be aware of that. Or some days you can't train and then go straight into your shift. And understanding this and just being aware, like, we have these flexible, there's a slightly flexible nature to the processes, but the performance and the outcomes, they tend not to shift. And it's really important that we're honest with ourselves when setting goals. If they're too lofty or they're too far away from what our lifestyle is, they're never going to happen.
No, absolutely not. It's like 7 o'clock now. I know you'll be in bed at 9, half past the latest now. So you got
Easy. Yeah.
solid hour and a half with a little bit of downtime before bed there.
Yeah.
And if you're anything like me, you'll have that structure that you of things that you need to get done in order to set up tomorrow. So tomorrow goes well, and you're still on track to hit your goal.
Yeah. I mean, borderline habits and consistency, but I'll go cook
Mm.
after this. Well, I'll say it now. We've got spaghetti meatballs over there, but we'll go prep dishes, sort the kids' food out, sort my food out for work tomorrow. There's plenty of time in the morning. I'm back from the gym, 6:15. We don't all rock out the house till 20 past 8. But that hour could be ridiculously stressful and derail the rest of the day if we're not thinking ahead. And this is where athletes are really good. They think ahead. We say it to the rugby and the football boys: you pack your bag for game day, pack your bag for the next day. Every day is game day. Yeah. What does next day, what does game day need from you? What steps do you need to achieve tomorrow? What process goals do you need to achieve tomorrow? What setup is needed to achieve those processes tomorrow? Um, it takes work. It really takes effort in the first instance. Once you've been doing it for a couple of weeks, it becomes automatic. Like I'm back into rhythm now after a bit of a break. Um, and last night and this morning were really tough, but tonight will be easier. Tomorrow will be easier. Day after will be easier and be easier and easier.
Mm.
Um,
And it
I
builds.
think
It's almost like a snowball effect.
100%.
Yeah, especially
Yeah,
when you first go out and try and get it done the first time. Like you're just coming back, so you've already done it for years. That
yeah,
first step and trying to build new habits, it's just you're like this, just digging in for that past that first week, and we'll touch
yeah,
on like the first week sort of trap later on. But it's digging in after that week one stuff. It's going to get hard.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
but
is going to get
it's
really
having the
tough.
willingness to stay in there
Yeah,
because the longer you go on with that habit, it gets easier.
yeah.
You don't want to drop it. Like you've gone this far, you just don't want to do that to yourself.
And like, I think if people are willing to set some medium, short term, like achievements, and it's like, yes, we want to lose 10K, but am I happy losing half a kilo a week? Am I happy losing a kilo a week? And you can easily string together 3 or 4 good days. And if you can string together 5 or 6 good days, then you see a small term win or a short term win in terms of that half a kilo or that kilo off in the first couple of weeks. That's going to spur you on to go to the next kilo, the next kilo, the next kilo, and the next kilo. And everyone has picked up a 30K dumbbell, and then next week has attempted a 32, and it's gone easier than you thought. Well, then you go, I'm on chase 35s now, and it really does snowball. But I think a lot will struggle before they get the snowball rolling. They've made the snowball, they've made the program, they've made the food the first night, they've got the kit ready the first day, they've got the gym the first week. The second week comes along, then something goes wrong, and the snowball never gets rolling. And that's a pivotal moment, is where you need to start digging in and really pushing on and realizing that that snowball needs to get rolling, but it takes effort to roll.
Mm, definitely. So I love my metaphors,
Mm-hmm.
and I really want to get this one in. So if you tie it back to that outcome and process goals, so a lot of people sort of set that outcome, but then they never define the process.
Mm.
So like the weekly stuff or the daily stuff that gets them to that big goal.
Yeah.
And it's like choosing a place on the map, but then not planning the route.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like clicking your destination of where you want to go on Google Maps. Other map providers are available, and then not hitting that direction button.
Yeah.
Like plan out your route.
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
just how do you get to there then without it telling you?
Yeah.
And
And I think
it plans out your
that,
left and right
oh,
turns
yeah.
and like all your routes on the roads and stuff.
And that's where coaches are really helpful. And like
Hmm.
through the group you've set up
We are
with,
Google Maps.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sure we've said that before to a couple of athletes, haven't we?
It does sound
Um,
familiar.
and I'm seeing the messages you're putting in that everyday athlete group, and it's exactly what you're doing. And sometimes it gets to a phase where it's not outlining the directions, just reminding them the directions. Just saying,
Hmm.
remember, we said we were going to get to the end of the road and turn left. Now remember, you've got to turn left, but I'm just reminding you that's what we said we were going to do.
Yeah.
And
I'm
that's
in the car sat next to them. There you got the
Yes.
steering wheel,
Yeah. Just being that annoying backseat driver.
basically. Yeah,
Yeah.
my
But it
missus
is
would agree.
it's been really good watching them come back with, yeah, I turned left. Yeah, I took the
Mm.
directions. And that's really, really good. It's really nice to see. And I see it from athletes, and we see our lads, it clicks, and then they get noticed on the field. It clicks in the gym, clicks in the classroom, clicks in analysis, and then they get noticed on the field. Coaches pick them up. It's really cool.
Okay, so if I lay out the sort of framework that I use for myself and clients, I call it the three-layer goal framework.
Hmm.
Um, I love it because it gives structure without complexity. Okay? So you've got that overarching big goal, and this needs to be big enough that it's going to take some time to achieve. Otherwise, it's not good enough of a goal, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah,
And that's your headline for the year or 2 years, however long it takes.
yeah, yeah.
Then you've got like the weekly standard.
Hmm.
So what success is going to look like at the end of each week, and then you've got your daily targets. Those are non-negotiable that support that big goal.
Yeah,
Yeah, what do you say to that?
yeah. I like that. That is definitely something that the sporting world can pass to Gen Pop
Mm.
in terms of there's a macro goal, achieve something at a date, a competition, a time, or by the end of the season. To get there, we need to be hitting checkpoints throughout the year. They can be big games, big times, big tournaments, or just accumulations of points or whatever. But then daily, we need to be showing up to training, to meetings, to nutrition, etc. And if you think people are naturally used to doing that. So we went through school doing the same exams at the end of the year, mocks in the middle, but daily I need to be in lessons. Halfway through the year, I've got an assignment that builds towards this. In work, end of the year, companies have an end of year, whenever it is, April, January, December, whenever it is. And to get there, the company will have to achieve certain things in quarters. But during those quarters, you've got to show up every day. There's a meeting at 9 a.m. You have a meeting at 2 p.m. You know that we're used to following that framework. Where we struggle is when we're in charge of that framework.
Yes, and holding yourself accountable. I
Yeah,
see it all the time. Like as soon as somebody else holds you accountable, you're less likely to let that person down.
yeah.
It's so much harder to say no to somebody else, and I don't want to do that. I make excuses when it's to yourself. It's like that straight away. You just do it.
I mean, it's why the PT industry is so beneficial and
Mm.
so
Mm.
thriving. Most people could probably figure out how to keep themselves fit and healthy with a little bit of effort. But because of daily life and the way the world runs, it is more efficient. I'm not even going to say easier because it's not easier, but it's more efficient to hand that responsibility over to somebody who's trained in that realm. Somebody like us that is able to go, I'm going to meet you at 2 o'clock. You're going to turn up every day. You're going to be here at this time. I deal with teenagers, the flakiest of the flaky,
Mm.
and they are brilliant athletes with me, and it's got nothing to do with me because there's a timetable. They are in college for 9:15. Sometimes they have S&C at 9:15, 10:15, wherever it is, but they just literally leave one place and go to the next place on time. And as they go through the year, they're working towards small checkpoints that build towards the large one. And I think that framework, once you've got your head around it, can be unbelievably helpful.
Yeah, definitely.
So if anyone's out there is thinking, what do I need to do? Just steal Tom's framework.
Basically, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Go for it.
there for free now. So if you're listening to the podcast, you're benefiting because you're getting free stuff.
Or watching now. Don't
Or
forget.
watching. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. We're gonna have to get some like funky stuff, and I am gonna build a
Yeah.
unit over there eventually, so that might look quite funky.
In the background.
in the background. Yeah, so I got the doors behind me. I'm sitting kind of funky in here, but
Nice.
I'm gonna put something over there. So I might put like some cool stuff. Could get the logo. Get
Oh,
the
that'd be
logo.
cool.
I'll Google
If
it later.
flying up by the missus.
Yeah, yeah. I'll
Yeah.
just put it in and see if she. But if I put it up
Probably
high enough, she won't
like
notice.
green screen it
Yeah, it's not a bad show.
and Brandon in there. Yeah.
Anyway, right.
But yeah, on big
So
goals, I'm looking to get this my office slash spare room slash study, whatever we call it, finished this year.
nice.
So that's my
Yeah,
big
good,
goal.
good.
Yeah.
Definitely, you definitely need a space. Everyone needs a space.
Mm,
You know, like I grew up. My dad's a chef. I grew up with the kitchen being his space, so I'm kind of naturally adopting the kitchen as my space. Um, but I do want to do the garage. I wouldn't want a gym,
the man cave.
but I do like going to a gym. You know,
Yeah, I like training not with other people. Well, yeah, train with other people
in
in
the
the sense of
environment.
like in your group, but also people doing their own
Yeah,
thing in the
I'm.
same room.
I know I seem really social, but I'm really anti-social when it comes to going to the gym. Like I
Mm,
bought noise cancelling headphones and quite a deep hat on purpose.
yeah,
But
yeah,
when it comes to being in a gym environment, I'm really social. But when it comes to training, I'm like, leave me alone, please.
yeah. This is my time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I do miss coming to force and like training before work. I just knew that if I was in an hour session, I needed 90 minutes so I could have a quick chin waggle in between. And
Yeah,
like,
literally.
there was no conditioning getting done because you couldn't time your
Oh,
rest periods.
no,
you just
no.
you get dragged off between. You're better off doing strength work because you can get dragged off for 4 or 5 minutes and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know he listens to this, but especially when Kev's about.
Oh, when I came up and spoke to you it was before, and I was like, Mrs. had phoned me, being like, "You're gonna have to come home." I was like, "Okay, yeah, fine. I'll train later. It's all right." And I
Yep,
was like, "I'll get this set done." I spent the whole time talking to Kev.
literally. Yeah, yeah.
Brilliant,
Okay,
amazing. So, come
back
on,
on
Em.
back on
What's
track.
some like real? People are sitting there thinking, "All right, great, goal setting, goal setting, goal setting, goal setting." But what's a lofty goal? What's a goal, a mid range goal that's going to help, and then what's a process goal that I don't know you follow or that we've interacted with recently?
Let's start small,
Yeah,
build big. So process is daily steps for me.
nice.
Yeah, put out a reel this week. Um, literally, it's free cardio. Look at it that way.
Yeah, yeah,
In the sense that it's not going to beat you up, um, like a heavy conditioning set.
yeah,
Um, it's easy to get more when you
yeah.
think about it. You just slot them
Hmm.
in to your day. Um, and it's something we should do more of. Like the body's built to
Hmm.
move, and
Hmm.
it's one of the easiest forms to move more.
Yeah.
I'd
And
say
what's that building towards for you?
the biggest one is just weight maintenance.
Yeah.
Yeah, low level. You can go for a longer distance and burn more calories than like a 10-minute high intensity. So
Yeah. Yeah.
mindset aspect as well. Just being out, fresh air, in the woods, at the beach, climbing
Mm.
hills. Great for me.
Yeah, I'm normally a podcast listener, but I don't really know what's going on because I'm walking within 10, 15 minutes of being awake, and it is just organizing my day. I'm getting myself in line for the kick in that's coming. And the same as you, the medium term for me is maintenance in terms of calorie output, and making sure that I'm consistent with my calorie output. Tracking it on this, which probably isn't great, but I know that from experience that if I hit a certain number, I'm going to lose some weight. Whether that number's right or wrong is a different discussion. And then that long term impact of being consistent with daily behaviors that are positive is that I lose some weight.
Yeah, or just maintain the same weight and not put
Yeah,
any extra on.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but also, I think sort of it's great for getting moving. It's like Couch to
Mm,
5K literally starts with walking.
yeah.
Yeah, just start moving the joints, and then
It's a good
that build
point.
a little bit of capacity then to go further.
Yeah, especially if you're the type of person that wants to run but just doesn't. It is so far away from running currently. Just go for a fast walk. I always say if you walk with purpose, people won't stop you.
Hmm.
Craig always takes the mick out of me in work. I'm going nowhere, but I'm walking as if I'm really busy. He's like, "Where you off?" I'm like, "Oh, it's the office." People don't stop you.
Yeah, you got somewhere to be.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, remind me, what was the next part?
So you got your short term goals, your process goals. They're weight
Yeah,
maintenance. What's
yeah.
that going to get long term? What are we aiming for?
Is this the medium part in the middle though?
Yeah, yeah. Go on. So what's the medium part in the middle? Like well, that's weight maintenance, isn't it? Your daily steps are weight maintenance for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So then, is there a long term goal that's helping, or is that the long term goal, just holding on to weight, maintaining it?
But ultimately, if you were looking at increasing your daily steps, you want to probably drop some weight, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'd say it's probably 95 to 99% of the people want to drop body weight or body fat.
We'll go in the gym. Yeah,
Yeah. So that ultimately, that's that long term goal.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And understanding that, like, if you are looking, even if that long term goal is health and you want to lose weight for health, or if that long term goal is shape, which is okay, it's
Yeah,
okay to
it's
admit
fine.
it that
Mm.
you want to be in great nick. Um, the medium term goal for that is achieving some weight loss. The long term is what you will end up being or looking like or being able to do. The medium term goal is the control of your weight and being in control. And then the short term goal is the little things that will help you maintain control. And like you've said, if being in better shape for a long time or at a point is the long term goal, the medium term goal is being in control. And if you're in control, well, then you're probably hitting some regular exercise. And I think that when we go to the gym, it's actually not that much. Like I put a picture in the group this morning, didn't I? My gym
Yeah.
session was nearly an hour long, just short of 300 calories. Like that's not a lot. But then you add the walk on top. The walk was probably 150, 200 calories. Like that's 500 calories. And then I'm active all day. I've got an active job. I'm on my feet, right? So there's another 500 calories. You throw 200 of messing around. There's 1,200 active,
Yeah.
1,800 just to keep me alive. That's 3,000.
Yeah. But then if we
You
look at
know?
back engineering a little bit now, so you've gone to the gym every day or at least six, five, oh, I was going to get the meme 6, 7 in there then.
Yeah.
6, 7 days a week for the past year, say. I know you've done it longer. For that
Yeah.
past year, all that muscle mass that you've built, yeah, today then, that's your metabolism is going to be firing a lot better. So you're burning
Yeah.
more calories than if you were had less muscle mass.
Yeah.
So
100%.
all that back year, all that work, you're getting the benefit from that now, essentially, without even
Yeah.
realizing it.
And a lot of that starts with just moving, getting steps.
Mm.
Like you said, you've alluded to it to a couple of times. I've been doing this cycle for a long time, and when it goes really well is when the simple things accumulate. When I struggle is when the simple things don't lock together, or I miss a couple of simple things just through work, through life. Like I say, I've said it a million times on this podcast. I got 3 kids. Things come up, but when things go well and when the weight is in control or the goals are in control, depending on what the goals are, is when simple things happen. So if you're the type of person that wants to do really well in the gym and achieve things in the gym, that doesn't mean that walking won't work for you. In actual fact, walking probably will work for you because it's something that you can easily achieve and it can become ridiculously consistent very easily. It's a process that can impact other processes. And walking's not the only one. There's other things you can do, but it's a really simple example of nail one thing, move on to the next. Nail that, move on to the next. Become a master of the simple things.
I like that. Okay, so we've gone off on a tangent here and there. So let's wrap it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So the week one trap then, biggest mistake mistake people make. Going nuclear in first week,
Yeah,
especially look at 2 weeks ago, 1st of Jan. Everybody's on that fitness goal hype and wanted to get in best Nick, and then 2 weeks in, they're goners. You
yeah,
don't get fitter or stronger from that first week. You
yeah,
get better from the weeks you can still show up for after that.
yeah, 100%. Like you're actually better off achieving very little in the first week.
Mm.
If you want to
Someone like
achieve some,
undercooking yourself,
yeah, 100%.
basically, and overachieve later.
Yeah, exactly that. If you want to achieve in the first week, be consistent. If you want to achieve in the first week, do the easy things. Like make the first week easy and make it repeatable. And easy is repeatable. So
Yeah.
if you eventually want to hit 6 sessions a week, just make sure you get 3, 4 solid sessions in that week. 6 will come, but if you hit 6 the first week after doing nothing for a month, you're going to break. The second week, you might do 4. The third week might become 3. You might do 4 in the next week, 3, 2. Like you've gone too hard too early. Well, Fast and Furious, isn't it? You hit the NOS button too early.
Yeah, literally.
There has to be some Fast and Furious fans. And in the
Probably.
end, the other guy came back and won. So don't hit the NOS button too early. Like ease into it, go through the gears, work your way up to top speed. A top speed round a Bugatti doesn't start with like foot to the floor, does it? They do a few warm ups. So like
Mm.
work your way in.
And that's those process goals that we alluded to.
Yes.
You know, it's that those little things in week one that's going to set you up for next week,
Yeah.
and then you set new
100%.
process goals, and they're going to change every week
Yeah.
to an extent, but they'll be fairly similar until you hit that sort of medium gap in your goal,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
then they'll change and evolve as your body and your fitness evolves.
And this is it. Let things evolve. Don't change them. Let them evolve.
So let's try and wrap things up, Jack.
Yeah.
So, firstly, I think if you're going to sit down this weekend and set some goals for the year, start with your why. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
pop that down, brainstorm if you like. So, last big circle, start with your why in that big circle there, and put some emotion into it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you haven't got any emotion, um, it's not going to be strong enough for you wanting to change something.
Yeah. Yeah. There's got to be a reason why that, like, and that's got to be linked. Like you've sat down to write this thing down for a reason. That reason that should be obvious
Yeah, you're
to you, at
spending the
least.
time to do this,
Yeah.
so give it some justice,
Yeah. 100%.
essentially.
Yeah.
Then looking at that goal, start with the big goal. Let's chuck it out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Then break it down. Okay. So start with week one. What are the little things that you're going to tick off and know you're going to get done? Okay. Then start looking at week two. Might be the same as week one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't evolve too much. Then look at a month in. Okay. What would success look like? And then sort of back engineer it. What would you
Yeah.
need to get there? Then look at 3 months, 6 months until you get to that. Say it takes a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. Take the big goal and then back engineer all the way down to day one. The
Yeah.
little steps that need to be taken to get you there.
And that's what we do in sport is we go, what's the end product? Okay. What would we achieve just before? What would come before that? What would come before that? What would come before that until we get back to day one? And then we go through the process of going, okay, is that actually logical? Is there anything we need to do to go from 2 to 3? Have we tried to go from 2 to 8? Is there anything in the middle? So there is definitely credence to going, this is what I want to achieve. How am I going to get there? There's steps to the process.
Yeah. And respect the long game is the biggest one for me. It's
Yeah.
not going to change in a week. It's not going to change in a month.
Yeah.
Depend on the goal, obviously. But then if it's going to change in a month, it's not that big of a goal, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
But it will be a long game where you will need to dig in on some days.
I think the conversation I have the most is, it's all right. You got time with athletes. It's like, come on, slow down. Oh, but this game's being played on the 24th. Dude, you've got half a knee. Take your time. We got stuff to do.
Yeah.
And it's definitely don't rush, because if you rush, you'll fall off and you won't come back.
So thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. But we'll probably be back to audio next time.
Until we can sort of master this. This has been quite a good
Yeah, I know my
experience.
lighting is very off.
Yeah, it's no
That'll
wonder.
change.
Like, like real like $1 million podcasts. There's no wonder they got studios.
Yeah, yeah,
It's bonkers, isn't it?
makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but let us know what you thought.
that's